tvOS 17 is coming to Apple TV this fall, and it's one of the biggest updates yet. I want to cover 7 of the big features, and there's something for everyone. FaceTime for the first time on Apple TV, a completely redesigned control center, ways to enhance the dialogue so you can actually hear what people are saying. You can run VPN apps on the Apple TV, and a ton more. Let's jump into it. Here's an Apple TV 4K running the tvOS 17 public beta. If I go to the home screen, you'll now notice there's 6 icons across. And as you'll see, there's a FaceTime app right here front and center. When you open the FaceTime app, if your iPhone and the Apple TV are logged into the same iCloud account, you can just set up your iPhone to use its camera for a FaceTime call and you're good to go. But you can also use any iPhone connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the Apple TV. To do that, I'm going to take this iPhone, and on the Apple TV, I can go down to Other. When you click Other, there'll be a QR code on screen. And when you scan the QR code with another iPhone, you'll see a Connect to Apple TV banner here. You can connect any iPhone or iPad that's on the same Wi-Fi network, or if you click your name under the users, you'll see a notification on your devices to accept the continuity camera request. Again, works on iPad or iPhone. Once you hold your device still enough, it'll then jump into the FaceTime application. You can also choose to skip that step if you want. And then your device will tell you what Apple TV it's connected to using continuity camera. From this menu, you can choose someone you recently FaceTime with and start a new conversation, or hit the plus button and search all the contacts on your device. You can also choose to enable center stage, and then it will follow you around the frame. You can do portrait mode to blur the background, and FaceTime will have those live reactions, so if you do a thumbs up, then you actually see a thumbs up appear on screen right next to me. This would be great for personal use if you ever tried to mirror your iPhone screen up to an Apple TV and FaceTime that way. It's never good, there's audio feedback, it's weird, but this new continuity camera feature is also open to applications like Zoom and WebEx. So if you have a conference room in your business, you know how weird it can be to try and AirPlay mirror your screen up to a TV and then you get that weird audio. This will be great for those conference room situations as well. But in case you didn't know, anyone can actually use FaceTime even if they have an Android or Windows device. All you have to do is tap Create Link in the FaceTime app on your iPhone or iPad, and you can send this link to any device, and whether it's a Windows PC or an Android phone, they can actually join the FaceTime call in a web browser. It's pretty cool. All right, big feature number 2, the control center on Apple TV has been completely redesigned. If you hold the TV button on the Apple TV remote, you'll see the new control center pop up in the upper right-hand corner. Quick access to things like powering off, do not disturb, and Wi-Fi, and audio devices have a much better layout. So if you want to choose one of your AirPods, they're right up here at the top of this list, plus any of the home pods in your house you can choose as an audio output. You can connect game controllers here, accessibility, restrictions, and we'll get to that in a second. But if you're an Apple Home or HomeKit user like I am, there's actually great new home controls here in the control center. If you go over to the house icon, you can actually see your cameras, swipe back and forth to all the different cameras you have on your house. You can run scenes right here on the Apple TV, and this is a much better experience than the older version. Tap on a camera, this is my Logitech Circle View, and you can see a live stream right here on your Apple TV, or see multiple camera streams at once. And if you click that symbol, you can put any of your HomeKit cameras down in picture-in-picture. Also, if you go over to the profile icon in the upper right, you can switch to all the other profiles of different iCloud family members. You can add a user with this plus button. And another cool feature in tvOS 17 is if someone goes to Control Center on their iPhone, accesses the Apple TV remote app, and then selects this Apple TV, it will automatically switch to their profile because it's their device that's starting to control it. Big feature number 3, and I can't show you because none of these apps have launched yet, but with tvOS 17, you'll be able to install and run VPN apps directly on the Apple TV. The reason why that's a big deal, using a VPN app if you're traveling in another country, or maybe you want to access libraries from streaming services elsewhere, using that VPN app directly on the Apple TV will make it a much better experience. Speaking of VPN apps that can change your location, that's one of the many features of Aura. Aura has sponsored today's video. And if you ever Googled your name or Googled yourself, you would be shocked to see the amount of data that is just online and publicly available for anyone to see. If you're wondering why you're getting so many robocalls, it's probably because data brokers have sold your information all over the internet. You could try it too, just search for your name and you'll be shocked to see all the information that's out there. Those data brokers are required to legally remove your information when you send the request, but they make it super difficult, so you can let Aura handle it for you. Data brokers are making a fortune selling things like your phone number and address, and Aura can actually help protect your information. Not only that, but they do so much more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. Like I mentioned, they have a VPN, parental controls, even password management, all in one service. You can also view your credit score in Aura and it will alert you of fraud in minutes. You get all of those features, including things like identity theft insurance and more, for one affordable price. So you can either let people continue to exploit and profit off your personal information, or you can go to aura.com/beardedfm and start a 2-week trial for free today. That link is also in the description. That's aura.com/beardedfm to start your 2-week trial today. Now, thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video, and now let's jump to big feature 4 on tvOS 17, which is the new photo screensaver. Now with tvOS 17, you can go to the settings app, and actually choose a new kind of screensaver, which is your photos and memories. Going down to Settings, General, and then Screensaver, you can choose those aerials, but you can also choose your photos and memories. You can choose just your personal photos or photos from a shared iCloud photo library you have with a friend or family member. You can choose favorite photos or all memories. If I preview this, once a memory starts, you actually get the little title in the bottom left corner, which is pretty cool. It tells you what these memories are about, and it just is a nice scroll through your photos. If I go back and just go to favorites and then preview, now it's just going to show me favorite photos in my photo library rather than memories. This is a really cool feature. Probably going to use this as my screensaver going forward. Number 5, you'll be able to find your Apple TV remote using the Control Center app on your iPhone or iPad. Once you update to iOS 17 on your iPhone and tvOS 17 on your Apple TV, you can go to the Control Center, go to the Apple TV remote, select the Apple TV from the list, and then you'll actually get that Find My Location looking screen, and you'll be able to see where your remote is in proximity to you and how far it is. It still can't make a sound, and it's not a U1 chip like AirTag Find My, but it's definitely better than nothing. Another new feature is back in that Control Center, which is the sleep timer. If I hold the TV button, I can go down and hit sleep timer. Then I can tell my Apple TV to turn off after 15, 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours. A feature that's been on TV for literally decades. Nice to see it on Apple TV now. And big feature number 7, there's now a new dialogue enhanced audio feature when you use a pair of HomePods with your Apple TV. If you have a pair of HomePods and an Apple TV, you can go over to the Settings app, go down to Video and Audio, and then select Audio Output, and then you can choose a pair of HomePods here. Once you update all your devices this fall, you'll be able to turn on an enhanced dialogue setting that will hopefully help you hear what people are saying a little better in your TVs and movies. There's actually a great video from Vox.com explaining why it's so hard to understand what people are saying now in movies and TV shows. I'll link that down in the video description. Now those are the big 7 features coming to tvOS 17. It's going to be a great update, but there is one critique I have to make when it comes to Apple TV, and that is parental controls and restrictions. Unlike all the other Apple devices like iPhone and iPad, even the Mac, there is great screen time settings with granular controls for child iCloud accounts. But here on the Apple TV, it is still lacking. There is now a shortcut to the restrictions. If I go back to the Control Center, I can go down to this little lock icon, and this will bring me straight to the restrictions menu. You can turn on restrictions, and there's a nice feature here where you can now unlock this with your device rather than just a passcode. And here you can bypass restrictions with a device connected to the same iCloud account. Pretty cool, but the only controls you really have to limiting app access is this setting right here. You can choose the age limit apps have to meet in order to require a passcode to open them. For instance, the YouTube app is ages 12 plus. So if you want to have to enter a passcode to open the YouTube app on your Apple TV, you actually need to set this restriction at 9 plus. But then that starts making it difficult to open other streaming apps that maybe you want your kids to be able to go into, or maybe you want to be able to go into Netflix because you can actually passcode protect certain profiles but keep a kid's profile open. But if they can't get into the app, then they can't open anything. Also, there's still no way to track how much time is watched on the Apple TV and who watched it. With this new profile updates and using the Control Center Apple TV remote on devices so it automatically locks people into a profile, it would be really helpful if screen time, like the real screen time, came to Apple TV like it is on iPhone, iPad, and the Mac. Then you could also restrict individual apps or always allow apps just like in other screen time settings. And so hopefully, we'll have to wait till tvOS 18, but hopefully they bring it then. If you'd like to learn more about using restrictions on Apple TV, I have a whole video on that here. Plus there's an entire playlist on my channel covering screen time and parental controls across all the Apple devices. I'll put a link to that playlist down below, and let me know what questions you have about tvOS 17 and anything else coming out this fall. iOS 17, iPadOS 17, I have videos on that already up on the channel and the new features coming to those software updates. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.